I got a,
Yeah.
I got a short little bit about a game that I've been playing by myself. Matt might have some input, but I've been playing Anno 1800.
What was the first Anno game you played?
What?
What was the first one you
The
played?
first one I played.
Because this dude, he's so smart. Like,
Uh-oh.
the amount of smart that Spencer has is insane.
Incredibly intelligent with
And attentive to detail.
A-class problem solving, and I don't just settle. I think is really what it comes down to. So anyways, what happened was, you see, Anno is a series I'd always wanted to spend time on. Okay, I always wanted, because like I'm really into city building stuff and all these things, but me and Anno is like ships passing in the night a lot of times in my life, right? I just never quite got the game to play it, but I was always interested in the game. And so I got kind of the fix from doing stuff like Civilization or City Skylines, but and then I just wouldn't think about it for like a couple of years. And I'd be like, oh man, I should really play one of those Anno games eventually. I should get around to doing this. I've always wanted to. And then recently, I was just like, I just have time. I should just play Anno. And so I looked up the best Anno game, and it's like Anno 1800. It's fucking sick. Everyone loves it. It's so cool. The only problem is it's Ubisoft, so you got to use their launcher or whatever. And I'm like, man, I don't want to use the Ubisoft launcher. So I was thinking about it, and I talked to Matt about it. And this is, by the way, I looked this up. I'm already making excuses. I looked this up, figured all this out like a week before I even had the conversation with Matt, where I was like, man, I kind of want to do this. And Matt's just like, just fucking play the game then. Just do it, right? So what if if there's a weird launcher or whatever? It's just going to be that way. Everyone still says it's good, so just do it. And I'm like, okay, fine. You know what? I'll do it. So then I did. Kind of.
You kind of did it.
So what I did was I looked up on Steam Anno. And I remembered it was like the best it's the best one, right? It's the best recent game. So it's the best reviewed one. So in my brain, I connected it, and all the Anno games have numbers. It's not like
That's
Anno,
true. They
the
do have
life
numbers.
of Dude, or Anno,
Dude Strikes Back.
Journey to the New World, or anything like that. It's like Anno and then year, right? And so I'm looking at it, and I see the most recent game is Anno 1404, and it's highly rated, and it's 2020. And so my brain puts together these connections, and I'm like, oh, I guess that must be the game I'm thinking about, because it's the most recent one in Steam, and it's like very positive reviews, right? So I'm like, oh, I guess I was wrong about it being 1800. It must have been 1404 or 1401. I don't even remember.
It's 1404.
Yeah, it's 1404. I must have been wrong. And so then I look at the price. I'm like, that's actually pretty cheap. It was like maybe
$15.
Yeah, it was like $15, $16. And so I bought it. I didn't research any further and purchased a different game and played it 3 nights. I played this game, and then one time at 11:30. Oh wait, actually, I'm getting ahead of myself, because there was a whole problem where you download the game. For anybody who's playing Anno 1404, when you download the game, it comes in a special version called History Edition, where you start out as Anno 1404 Venice, right? But you can't do that unless you've actually played the game before, because it's not the original version of the game. It does not include the tutorial. It does not include the original campaign. It is new scenarios that people who have already played the game will enjoy. You have to start it in no mods or no add-ons mode, right? And it asks you right in the beginning. I didn't know that, so I do some troubleshooting. So the first night, I troubleshooted the wrong game to find out how I can play to do the tutorial, because again, I hadn't really experienced an Anno game, but had always kind of looked at it from afar. Right, so then I'm playing this game for what is essentially 3 nights, and then
when Spencer's telling me about this, I'm like, this doesn't sound like the game Northern Lion played.
Because Matt had watched a video about it that Northern Lion played.
Oh.
And I was like, it had a pretty good tutorial.
That's all about my problems with the tutorial.
Like it had he's like talking about gameplay shit. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't line up, and
I'm like, you're playing it on Steam.
I'm playing it on Steam. Which, okay, but there's another thing though, because it still had to download the Ubisoft launcher, except it was able to launch through Steam, and it would kind of load it through Ubisoft kind of in the background a little bit. It was like
Yeah,
it still
that's
had
how
to
they do
it still had
that.
to download the Ubisoft stuff. It still had to connect through their servers or whatever. And even now, I have Ubisoft Connect on my computer, and it shows up in my list of games with Ubisoft, right? But you can still play it through Steam because it was kind of before they started.
It's
moving
kind of the
stuff
same
over.
thing with Game Pass and EA. They have like EA
Everything,
games,
yeah.
but
Yeah,
yeah,
It's the same type
Game
of thing.
Pass through EA desktop app. But yeah,
Yeah,
I got you.
yeah.
So 3 nights of playing the wrong game.
Yeah, and then at 11, I think it was 12:30 one night, 12:30 at night. I'm playing the game. Matt texts me. Should I read the text?
I mean, sure.
Motherfucker, you're playing the wrong game. Is that
No, it's even better than that, dude.
Um,
There's like there's some respect given first before, but it was like checking just to be sure before he's essentially able to then
Be angry.
Yeah, be angry at this. So wait. I'm getting there. Oh, here he goes. Which Anno are you playing? That's it. And I'm like, 1404. The real newest one is 1800. I reply, shit, you're right. And that's like, 1404 is a weird remaster. Still not mad. Well, he probably was. And I'm like, wait, why doesn't it come up in Steam?
No, that's when I got mad. I remember distinctly being like, this fucking guy. We talk about games. We
have a podcast and we've done this shit.
Like, we talked about Ubisoft.
We did.
Like, I had to I don't know, sell Ubisoft.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah,
no!
We were like, no, just do it, man. Just and like you can just get the thing or whatever. And so then he's like, it's only on Ubisoft. One message. Second message right afterwards. How were you asking about Uplay when you weren't even buying anything from Uplay? And so then I tried to explain myself. And I'm like, I totally got mixed up. So I looked up Anno stuff separately and saw things about Uplay and Reddit posts, and then I looked at the game up a few days later and got it mixed up with blah, 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 exactly what I explained here. And Matt sends back a message that he never sends, and it's just 4 dots.
Oh shit!
Disappointment. Disappointment at what is almost 1 a.m. Neither of us are usually up this late on a weeknight. And then I continue. When desperate. When I downloaded it, it still did some of the Uplay shenanigans, but it wasn't anything at all. And so then I went out to play the game, lol. And Matt's like, yeah, no shit. When you buy games from like Ubisoft or EA, they open up their launchers. like, nah, fucking idiot,
Man.
And I'm over here like in damage control mode, right? And I'm like, man, I just blah blah, insert reason here, insert context there. It didn't matter. I should have looked it up.
I was about to say it's usually just a lot easier to say I fucked up.
I did eventually, but that was mad. Rightfully frustrated at my what was essentially laziness. I just could have looked it up, and I just didn't, and then accepted that what I was playing was good. And I was like, yeah, this is the game.
It was the whole situation was very funny in a sad way.
And that's like it's 2022. Not everything is on Steam.
Right.
And then I'm like, yeah, I know. It's just funny that I assumed I had it wrong, and then I got it wrong.
You assumed you had it wrong.
And then I got it wrong.
Great. Yeah.
Because I thought that maybe I was wrong about the name of the game. But I was right. But then because I assumed I was wrong, then I became wrong. It was like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
It was just so
wrong.
Many things that I didn't realize could go wrong before I could stop him from buying 1404.
Right.
He asked me about Uplay.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, obviously he'll buy the right one. It's not even like a concern that I had until it popped up on Steam and it's like Anno 1404.
Yeah.
And I hover over it and it's like, Spencer's been playing this. I was like, that's weird. That's weird. That's odd.
Going Columbo mode.
And so then Matt literally sent me a message saying that exact thing. I saw it on Steam and it said you owned it, so I knew the newer one was 1800 and a Uplay exclusive. So I figured you missed something in your research and put quotes around it.
Mm-hmm. That message went through a lot of different variations.
Yeah, Matt
of
didn't respond
niceness
for a while.
Because I was like, "Don't be. Why are you this mad about it? It doesn't matter. It was $15. Like, it's not even your money. Who cares?" And I was like, "It's the fucking principle. Left brain, right brain is like, fuck you, fucking idiot. How could you do this?" And it's like, he didn't even slight you. It doesn't even matter. Who cares? And I'm like, fucking Yeah. And I was like, I don't know. Just be fucking passive aggressive. I don't know. Meet in the middle.
And this entire time, you guys are like, what? 15 feet away, 20 feet away. I don't know where your rooms are at. But
we have a long house and we're on either end of the house. It's a bit further.
Okay, so it's not as easy as like walking across the hall and being like, "You're a fucking idiot," and then closing.
No. You got to walk through the living room, the kitchen, past the bathroom, past the laundry machines to get to my room.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Where do you live in the garage?
No, I live in what is essentially the original house that includes the bathroom part. I think the kitchen, laundry area, bathroom, in my room, and then the part that Matt is in, where the actual living room is, and his room is like part of an addition that was done later. The original house is made in like the 1940s.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Fun little house fact. All right.
Yeah. I think this house used to be like a really small like shotgun house. You ever heard of that before, where you can go through the front door and then see to the back door from it, and it's just a long house?
I've never heard of that, but I've like seen houses.
I think the joke is that you could shoot through the front door and hit somebody out the back door.
Probably
because of the way it's designed.
Sense.
Yeah, but
I doubt it's because it looks like a shotgun or something. So
no, that would be cool though.
That would be really weird. Yeah.
Yeah, I live in the barrel.
I live in the barrel. I'm in the stock actually, and it's pretty spacious. It's got a lot of room. It's a weird shape, but you know what? I kind of like it.
Don't talk to those guys on the trigger. Oh, they're fucking pissed all the time. Oh my god. So you played Anno 1404 for 3 nights, and then you started playing Anno 1800,
it was so much better, dude.
Good. Okay.
It's like really good. I have 16 hours in it, and I just started like a week and a half ago. And this is just playing like at night, right? Like I'm not playing throughout the day or anything, because obviously I'm working or whatever. So I have like 3 hours a night that I can play, kind of, unless it's the weekend. And it's awesome. It's so good. Like, it's really much better than I expected it to be. I was like, oh, I'll probably like this. I like Banished. I like City Skylines. We have a video that I made giving tips about City Skylines that has over 10,000 views. You know?
Oh, shit.
You could say I'm a professional.
You could say that I know these things. I'm generally good at managing games, even though I am terrible at managing myself. I don't know what that is, but hey, it's fun.
You can't be good at everything. You know, some things just don't overlap.
Right. Apparently, when it's gamified, it's more interesting to me. But
well, that's just it.
Unless it's, buying the right game.
Well, no, there has to be a separate game.
You gotta get in the game, and then I'm good. When there's like a confined series of rules and systems in place.